it. No!
Curry crossover, three-pointer. Bang!
James off the steal. James with the stuff.
This year in the NBA, it's familiar faces in new places. Hi, I'm Scott Patrick in the Dish Studio. This could be the best NBA season in years, many years. Now, don't take my word for it. Coming up, we have former NBA All-Stars who are current All-Star analysts with NBA TV. We've got Steve Smith, we've got Brendan Haywood, and we have Kevin McHale. They're about to tell you how they think your favorite team will do this season. And I'm about to tell you how you can watch your favorite team or favorite player all season long. It's called NBA League Pass. NBA League Pass lets you follow your favorite teams, players, and matchups, even if you're in one city and they're playing in another. For more information, go to mydish.com/NBA or just give us a call right now at 1-877-DISH-PPD. That's 1-877-347-4778. All right, first up in our Dish Studio exclusive NBA interviews, Steve Smith. But of course, you can call him Smitty. He won an NBA championship with the San Antonio Spurs in 2003 and an Olympic gold medal. And right now, you can catch him on NBA TV and NBA League Pass. It's great to have you on Dish.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. How was your off season?
Fantastic. Too quick, but it was fantastic.
Always too quick. Do you miss those days of having to get back in shape before the season starts?
No, not at all. Just right now, as you get older, even my last couple of years, you just want to play. You don't want to practice. You want to get past All-Star game. You just want to be in the playoffs. You become an old, grumpy vet.
All right, so you're saying you're available?
No.
Don't want to work out, but you're ready if you need to come in at the end of the season.
I can stand in the corner. That's it.
Yeah. You know, you've sat in that chair a few times, and you have to kind of pretend like it's going to be a competitive season when in the back of your mind you're going, yeah, it's still going to be Golden State, it's still going to be Golden State. But this year truly is different. This is going to be probably the most competitive season in probably decades.
And I think you said it best. You know, all of us so-called experts and analysts is wide open this year. So many, I would say, MVP level type players that moved around. And the narrative is dynamic duels. It used to be big three. So things have changed. And it's been just a lot of shift. And obviously the Western Conference still is a more dominant conference right now. And there's some teams still in the East that will be battling, but everybody's looking forward, as of right now, saying the champion is coming out of West. But I'm sure teams like Boston, Philly, all those guys will have something to say about it.
Absolutely. All right, let's break down, because obviously the Raptors, defending champs, but going to be tough to repeat with that Kawhi and Danny Green. Then Golden State, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, at least till the All-Star game. So if you had to pick one team today?
I would say it's a team in L.A., and I'm going to go with the Clippers. And I think on paper, talent-wise, you know, you have Anthony Davis and LeBron. That's probably I would say, in my opinion, the best duo. But then the duo in the Clipperland and Paul George and Kawhi is totally different. Both those duos haven't played together, so I don't think one has an edge as far as chemistry. But I think the edge I will give is what the Clippers' foundation of what that team did without acquiring a Paul George and a Kawhi Leonard. And then I go, love the coaching staff in L.A., but they're new. Even the assistant coaches haven't been around each other. Jason Kidd, Lionel Hollins, and all the guys on staff, they haven't really worked together. You look at the Clippers coaching staff, they've been there, they've had a foundation, and they add a Tyronn Lue that have coached with Doc before with Rivers, and he kind of has a little cheat code of what LeBron likes to do and not do. So
True.
I'm going to give a little bit of an edge to the Clippers on paper winning a championship.
Cheat code is important. Yeah, absolutely. You talk about dynamic duos. If you were going to pair with another player who's playing right now, who would that be?
Oh, that's great. That's a great question.
Good.
I think because I didn't defend well, let me have Kawhi Leonard. I need somebody to do all the dirty work, and I can just rest in the corner and shoot threes.
And shoot threes, exactly what you did so well. All right, the joys of NBA League Pass. If you can talk a little bit about that.
You know, the joys, for me, is loving this game. I get a chance to flip around and watch what I want to watch, a la carte, whereas I want to see this team, I want to see this player, and guess what? I can see all of them at the same time because I can have multiple devices watching. And I watch my kids, and I can see the iPad they take from me, the computer they take from their mom, and then we have televisions on. But I think that's the league, that's the joy of having League Pass right now, is a la carte, and you control your own experience.
Curry for three, puts it in. Steph Curry.
Coming up next, we'll get Kevin McHale's thoughts on which teams to watch this year. But first, you can watch your favorite team, your favorite players with NBA League Pass. NBA League Pass lets you watch all the great NBA action that's outside your local viewing area. And with your NBA League Pass subscription, it also includes access to NBA League Pass on the NBA mobile app and on NBA.com. So you'll never miss a minute of the action, whether you're at home or on the go. All right, here's how to order. You go to mydish.com/NBA or just give us a call at 1-877-DISH-PPV. That's 1-877-347-4778. And now here's our exclusive interview with NBA legend Kevin McHale, Hall of Famer, and he's considered one of the best power forwards of all time. Kevin, it's great to have you back on Dish.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You know, when I was growing up, people played for one team their whole career, like the Celtics, but they don't do that anymore, and for that reason, this season probably is going to be one of the most exciting seasons in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many new faces at new places. Chemistry is going to be a big issue. I mean, it's going to, how do these guys play? Do they play well together? It seems to me we're just throwing a lot of people together, hoping it works. Basketball is such an intimate game with 5 guys playing well together. Boppin said, you and I can play 2 guys. You can't beat your guy one-on-one. I can't beat my guy one-on-one. But 2-on-2, we can beat them. Because we move, we pass, there's more symmetry between us. And trying to find that, I just think sometimes teams just throw some stuff against the wall and they hope it sticks. And so that'll be interesting to see how this all blends. And the first month of the season, there'll be a lot of people trying to figure out their roles and coaches how we're going to play. So it's going to be an interesting season. And I tell you, if you're a coach in the NBA right now, you gotta be able to adjust on the fly a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge, right? If you had to pick one team to join this year, which one would you join?
Ooh. If I had to pick one team to join right now, I probably would pick, like Denver. They've been together. They know how they're going to play. They know who they are.
Right.
And it's always easier to join a team that knows who they are. When you join a team that doesn't have an identity, doesn't have chemistry, has no idea how they're going to play, there's just too many unknowns. I like going in. In Denver, you know how they're going to play. You know the style they're going to play. You know the spacing they're going to have. Play through Doncic. There's a lot of open space out there for cutting and moving. And so for me, it'd be a fun team to play with.
Very cool. How's the game changed since you played?
Oh, a lot. I mean, but it's funny. As much as it's changed a great deal, the essence of basketball never changes. Mm-hmm. On defense, you're trying to reduce space. On defense, you're trying to get those guys one-sided. You're trying to get them to play in a smaller area, and you're trying to get them to force errors by playing in small areas. So in defense, you want to reduce space. Offense, you want to increase space, and that's been the essence of basketball forever. How you go about that now with more threes being shot, less points in the paint. Probably, less ball movement, more isolation. I'm not a fan of the isolation game. I like 5-on-5. I like passing. I like moving. I think basketball is an unbelievably beautiful game when it's played the right way. Right. I think it's horribly hard to watch when it's just your turn, my turn stuff. I don't like that. But a lot more threes. Not a lot of points in the paint. But in the end of the day, it's still. Like I say, can you reduce space on the defensive and increase space on the offensive end? And can you control the paint? Mm-hmm. Can you block shots? Can you rebound?
NBA League Pass this year, this is the year to get it because it's going to be the most exciting. You don't know who's going to win, and you want to be able to see so many different games on so many different nights because all of them are going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have Pass. I've had it for years. I enjoy it. Years ago, I had the satellite dish when you had to go out and move your satellite around from G2 to G6 and to find the games. And so a lot easier now on League Pass. You just turn it on. You're there.
Sure. One team right now, pick.
Ooh, one team right now to pick. I love Joel Embiid. I just like he's a big fella with Philadelphia. I think they can be really special. Can Ben Simmons come in and can change? They're a team that, to me, I'm really interested in watching them. Joel looks like he's lost some weight. Mm-hmm. He's so gifted. He can do so many things. Can he finally have an MVP type season and carry this team not only through the regular season, and hopefully he stays healthy. But into the playoffs, they're a team that I enjoy watching.
Embiid, they just keep on coming.
You want to watch your favorite teams? It's really easy with NBA League Pass. It's just $199 or 4 convenient payments of $49.75 so you can catch the entire regular season. Watch your favorite team or the biggest game of the night every night in the NBA. And we have one more Dish Studio exclusive interview. Here is Brendan Haywood. He won an NBA championship with the Dallas Mavericks back in 2011. Now he's one of the all-star analysts on NBA TV and NBA League Pass. Brent, it's great to have you on Dish. Thank you very much for doing this.
Appreciate it.
All right, how was your time off?
My time off was good. Had a great summer.
Yeah?
Yes.
And then what time do you start preparing and going, okay, there's been a lot of changes. I got to know who's on which team and how do you prepare for that?
Well, I never stop preparing. I'm always involved. I'm always plugged into the game. I'm a sports junkie, so I have it on NBA TV every day. So I keep up with free agency, the rookies, who got drafted where. I cover summer league, so I watch the rookies in summer league, so I know who's playing well. So even though I'm not physically working, I'm always working. I'm always plugged into the game.
Yeah, you're always working. So everything's tax deductible, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's how you got to play it.
Get a new TV. Yep, nope, writing that off. I get 10 of them. This looks like your living room, right?
Something like I do have 5.
You do have 5 in the living room?
Yes, in my man cave. Yeah.
Curry crossover, three-pointer, bang!
Talk about how the NBA game has changed over the years, especially in the last decade, to where it's really a very compelling sport to watch night in and night out.
The NBA game has changed so much. When I first came in the league, it was a slower game. It was more about mid-post isolations and big men on the block. Even a lot of the guards had to have post-up games at that time. All the big guards wanted to post up and play like big men. But then the Golden State Warriors and actually the San Antonio Spurs ushered in the ball movement era, where the Spurs came in with Ginobili and Tony Parker. They phased out Duncan and Robinson, and they started using multiple pick and rolls. And teams started realizing multiple pick and rolls, ball movement, corner threes, that's one of the hardest ways for a defense to try to guard you. And so it's very hard to guard that as opposed to just isolation and loading up, where teams can say, hey, I know where this guy's going to be and send a double team. Pick and roll is harder to stop. And that is totally ushered in the ball movement era, has changed the way we played. Golden State basically became San Antonio on steroids. They took it to the next level.
Right.
And now everybody wants to mimic that. You see the teams in Houston. Everybody wants to get up and down, play fast, and that's where the game is today. Big men like myself, they don't really exist. There's not a lot of those. Big men now have to be mobile. They have to be able to get up and down the court, set good screens, roll, play above the rim, switch to pick and roll and guard point guards. That's something I was never asked to do in the early 2000s. So the game has evolved a lot, it's changed a lot, and I think it's more aesthetically pleasing because it's no longer all those arm wrestling matches and those wrestling matches in the paint. It's all about putting the guys' talents on display in the middle of the court, so you see all the high-flying dunks, fast-paced, and high-scoring basketball.
How would you do in the NBA this year?
Well, I would adapt. It's a lot of good checks being paid out there, so I would have found a way to get to the money. So I'd probably be vegan. I'd probably be like 20 pounds lighter than my playing weight when I played back then, because it's right in the game today. Like I said, it's all about how quick, how fast you can be, how quickly you can get in and out of cuts, and more importantly, can you guard the screen and roll? If you're big that can guard the screen and roll, you can play. If not, you're going to have a lot of nights when you're on the bench.
Very good. Who are your picks this year?
My picks as far as teams, players.
Teams. Let's start with teams.
Teams, I have the Clippers representing the Western Conference. I think they're the best blend of offense and defense. In the Eastern Conference, I'm going to go with the Bucks. I'm going to go with Giannis and the Bucks. I think they get it done this year. Last year, Kawhi was standing in their way, and he's no longer there.
Yeah. Real quick here, MVP.
MVP. I'm going back-to-back. I'm going with the Greek Freak. Back-to-back years.
Here he comes again. Oh, my goodness. And the Greek basketball god raining down on the Pistons.
What are you waiting for? This is going to be one of the best seasons, if not the best season in many seasons. Catch it all with NBA League Pass. I'm Scott Patrick in the Dish Studio.
I'm gonna shout it from the rooftop.
Shout it. Tell everyone.
From the rooftop.
This is the place for the best of the game. Let them know hundreds of live games are at their fingertips all season long.
Oh, that's basketball.
Watch all the teams or your team. And of course, you can stream on your phone, TV, or tablet. To order, call 1-877-DISH-PPV or visit mydish.com/NBA for more information.